Hey everybody, welcome to the 1.2 lesson in statistics. And for this, we're going to be looking at data, sampling, and variation in data and sampling. This first video is just going to be talking about data. And it's really straightforward, and we've all worked on this a bunch before in Algebra 2 and many other classes. So data is going to come in two different types, qualitative, quantitative, and quantity is numerical data. Qualitative is going to be data that has some sort of like an explanation or personal meaning or a label to it using words. So one set of data is in words, one set of data is in numbers, and it's as simple as that. It gets a little more for quantitative, but we'll talk about it. So here we go. Qualitative: hair color, blood type, ethnic group, the car a person drives, everything that can be described with words. Quantitative is everything that can be described with numbers. And the main part about quantitative is down here. It could be discrete or continuous. And that's going to be kind of the main part of this video, is parsing out those two pieces. Discrete is it's all of our counting numbers, so all of our integers. So no decimals, no fractions, just individual numbers. That's what we call discrete data. You know, the number of people in my house, the number of smoke detectors here. You can't have 1.5 smoke detectors. But continuous data, so this is quantitative, so numerical, this is where we are measuring it, and it's going to be measured accurately. So the number of backpacks, or number of books in a backpack, that would be discrete. But the weight of the backpacks, that's continuous. So these are going to be, the big hint here is these are going to have decimals or fractions generally, but they can be measured with more accuracy than just integers. So here we go. We have a supermarket list. So 3 cans of soup. So 3 individual singular number, and so that can only be measured in integers. So that's discrete data. But the can of soup is 19 ounces. So here, even though this is an integer, there's no decimal or fraction on it, but the can of soup could be like 19.1 ounces. So therefore, this is going to be continuous. 14.1 ounces of lentils, yep, that's continuous. 19 ounces of Italian wedding, yep, continuous. 2 packages of nuts, discrete. Hopefully you get the point there. Okay. So here are all of our solutions, right? The 3 cans of soup, 2 packages of nuts. Those are all discrete here. Quantitative, discrete. The weight of the cans, this can be measured, and so this is continuous. And then the types of soups, everything that can be labeled with words, that's called categorical or qualitative. Or sorry, qualitative data, because they're categorical. We're putting them into those labels. All right, so here's just some more practice if you want to look over this. I don't think I'm going to go through all of it because it's really straightforward, and I know I'm going through this lesson really quickly, but I think we should be good with this. So, number of shoes you own, right? Singular shoes. You can't have a half a pair. I guess you could maybe lose a shoe and then have a half a pair, but you can't have like 40% of a shoe. So, number of pairs of shoes you own, right? Quantitative, discrete. Type of car you drive, that's a name, so qualitative. The distance it is from your home to the nearest grocery store, quantitative, continuous, because it's probably like 2.2 miles. Number of classes you take per school year, quantitative, discrete. Type of calculator you use, that's a name, qualitative. Weights of sumo wrestlers, weights, heights of anybody, quantitative, continuous. Number of correct scores on a quiz, it's going to be an individual number, so quantitative, discrete. And IQ scores, IQ scores, yeah. I haven't looked at an IQ, I've never taken an IQ test, but IQ scores, I don't know if those go down to decimals. I actually don't know. Let me read the. What do they say here? Sorry. Oh, quantitative continuous. So they must go to decimals. Okay. Well, kind of specific information you need to know about that. So that's types of data. And the rest of this video is just talking about displaying data. And in chapter 1, we're just going to look at data displays. Chapter 2, we're actually going to start making our data displays. So here we go. We have tables, right? Super obvious. Tables tell us the numbers and what's going on with our situation. We've all read tables before. Pie charts break these up into percentages or frequencies, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Here are pie charts with percentages. Here are students in more than one category. We'll talk more about pie charts. We're going to make all this in chapter 2, bar graphs. Okay. Here they have pie charts talking about others or unknowns. They just put all of the other ethnicities into this other group. Okay, here we're talking about a specific bar graph. Pareto chart has the bar sorted from largest to smallest, and it's easier to read and interpret, so they sort it for you, which is kind of handy. There we go. So that's our first video. Next video is going to talk about sampling and types of sampling, but that's it for this one. All right, thanks, bye.